Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is what we are working on today. As you can see, I have some tint on this tail light to give it that dark look, which I think overall matches the car, matches the look of the car much better. From the other side, here's the look, and it's just this is just a little too bright red for me, so that's why we're adjusting the color a little bit. So I think this color looks really good. I will go through the process because it's not, I mean, it's pretty easy, but it's not 100% straightforward. There's a couple of little areas, so let's go ahead and get started on the rest of this mod. All right, so you've got two sets of lights here. You've got the inner light that's on the actual trunk lid, and then you've got the outer rear light, which is on the body. The inner light hides right beneath this panel is where the connections are for it. So you just get your fingers up in there and pull, and there's two little tabs. There's a tab here and there's a tab here. You can see the two tabs on here, so you just kind of got to pry on one side and then on the other, and then this will bend. You can bend this as far back as you need for the most part. It'll pop back in your way a little bit, but it's not too bad. After that, you've got three screws, three nuts that you need to take off. This one, there's another one right here, you can see, and then there's another one right up here. So that's three on that. So these are 10 millimeters. You can see I just need to loosen these up, and then I'll be able to take them off. Alright, so I've got all three of those nuts loose, and this will pop up out of here. I'm going to have to use some pressure, but before that we need to disconnect this wire, which runs back to the body. So just push your thumb in there and pull down, and it should separate. Sometimes you got to use both hands. So let me, yeah, I'm gonna have to use both hands. All right, here's a much easier way to do it. I've gotten a long, thin screwdriver. I'm just gonna place it right in here so that it fits in between both sides, and then turn this, and that should be enough for me to pull this out. All right, that's it. This is kind of sticky. There's a couple of little rubber pieces on here which might not want to let go, and there's two, I forgot, there's this little catch right here, and there's another one on the other side. So just make sure, kind of got to wiggle this, loosen it up. There's a couple little rubber pieces on here which might be sticking. And then, all right, so I went ahead and just held those down, pushed up, and now this whole thing will come out. All right, on the top you can see the little rubber pieces that can be a little sticky, a little hard to get out. So now we're going to go ahead and put the tint on this piece. All right, so I just sprayed the towel down with a mixture that's 50% water and 50% isopropyl alcohol, and I used it to wipe down the tail light. So tail light's clean. One thing that I've noticed that does happen is sometimes these little rubber grommets don't stick, or they fall off when you're cleaning this thing. So if you've seen some of my other videos, there's a video that I use this tacket to add a temporary adhesive backing to a toll pass. So I'm just going to use some of this right now and do the same thing again. Let me smooth that out, and then we'll start putting the adhesive on this tail light. Alright, so what I'm going to do is peel this from this corner, peel it off the sheet, and then start working from one side over to the other. Before I do that, I need to use not alcohol and water, I need to use some just purified water. So that's what this is, just some purified water. So this squeegee came in the kit. I prefer these. These are a lot easier to use with this felt pad on one side. So you can get these pretty cheap on Amazon, which is the same place I got this Aleene's Tack-It glue, which this has been very handy for all sorts of things on the car already. Let me go through the other things that I have. So a little razor blade, which also came in the kit. Like I said, squeegees. I've got a little felt glove, which makes it sometimes easier to smooth this thing out on there. Already talked about the isopropyl water and isopropyl alcohol and water mixture, and that's it. I got a kit that had a whole bunch of different tools in it. This was also a tool that was in it, and I think that's also handy. So highly recommend just getting you a little kit. It has one of these little, it's got like a spudger on one side and a long thin long thin piece on the other. This is really for cutting sheets if you have sheets of film to lay down, and this also came in that kit. It's just another razor blade. Well, it looks like I forgot to actually start the time lapse on the last one, even though I thought I did. Great. Anyways, I got another one covered. I got this little rubber piece glued back into place. So let's go install this one back in the car, and we'll get to the last. Alright, so what I found is on this nut up in there in this corner, I have to use just like a short little bit and turn it by hand, and then when I want to tighten it, I can add the rest of the pieces to tighten it. But if it's something too long, then that nut wants to get cross-threaded and it doesn't want to go on straight. So, and that's partly because of this, right? This does not make it easy to get straight up to it. So just a little tip on that one particular bolt. Alright, then once you got that, you just need to plug your electrical connection back in and pop those two back in. Yep, that's tight. Let's check this other one. I'm not sure if I got both of those on. Yep, that's tight. Okay, so now it's time to get the outer headlight. There's two sides. On this side, you just pull that down, and there's a little nut right here that you can just unscrew by hand. So that's that side. Alright, let me move everything out of the way. And this one takes a little more effort. You get all these clips that you're going to have to undo. So just keep that in mind. Alright, fold this down. And once again, you've got this right here that you can see. You're going to have to undo this by hand. And where are we? All right, here we are. This one is a little tighter than the other one, or at least it seems like it is. Alright, just unscrew that, and let's give it a try. Alright, then you come to this right here. You can pull right here, and then you kind of just gotta get your hands in there and pull back. And I'm gonna have to do this with two hands, but you're gonna get your hands in here and pull back to pry that out the rest of the way. There's just a little something in there that needs to be popped out. All right, so I just wiggled this back and forth and was able to pop that out. So you can see that little connector right there goes to that hole. Now we need to undo the electrical. There is a piece right here, and you just pinch it and pull. And it's not the easiest, but supposedly if you pinch right there, you'll be able to pull this out. If you can't get it like this in here, then my suggestion is just to pry this whole thing out, and then you can pull it out. So, now let's see if we can get this. There we go. There's just a little connector right there that you have to press on. It's really not easy. And you can see that it activates a little tiny thing right in there. And now let's go and clean this thing up and get it wrapped as well. Hello and welcome back. Obviously, look, it's a little bit later. So just getting back, the tail lights, right? The tail lights are completely done. You can see I got both of them done. It's actually been about a few months. It was just an instant for you. We had some camera problems with the other camera. Didn't know what was going on with it. I had just gotten a new camera actually and was trying to use both cameras, and whatever reason my old camera died. And it died like a hard death. It never came back. So it was good that I got the new camera, but I did lose some footage. So yeah, let's catch you up on these Lamin-X tail lights. First of all, I really like the look. I love the look. In the daytime, you can see that you can still see a little bit of the color through, and you can see clearly, you can see the lights and everything. You saw earlier what it looks like with the lights on. But I can include a little clip of a cold start from this car today. So you'll see that right now. Okay, and we're back. So you can see what the lights look like from the cold start. You're definitely able to see them. So let's talk about these Lamin-X. Sorry, the car is very dirty. They are not the easiest to put on. I will give you that. So it did require a lot of work to get them on. I've had them for a few months now, and you can actually see this corner right here is kind of coming up. So I'm going to go and get the heat gun and see if I can get that to stick back down, but I don't have high hopes for it. It is what it is, though, right? Well, let's go look at the other corner. This one's doing the same thing in the same area. So for whatever reason, maybe it's how I applied it. Maybe it's something I did do or didn't do. But that is an area of weakness when you install these that you have to watch out for when you put this on these lights. This is a 2015 Audi S4, right? So just something to note. Maybe it's about the curve here and about then how it goes back. You can see how it's one width and then it actually cuts back under. And for whatever reason, that didn't stay. So I'm going to get the heat gun and try to spray that a little bit with something and get it to stick down. I don't have high hopes, but it is what it is. And why I say that is because, like, I can always replace these, right? I will be honest. If I do get these replaced, I'm not going to get them replaced with another set of Lamin-X taillight tint. Like I said, it was very difficult to apply them. I think pulling them off is going to be equally difficult, and I think I'm going to leave that to someone else. So eventually we'll get these taillights retinted, but I do know how it looks. It looks phenomenal, and if you don't get right up on it and stare at the very edges of my tail lights really closely, then you don't notice that it's sticking up in one particular spot in one little corner. So yeah, on the whole, I like the look that it gives the car, and I do like I do like how it turned out. So they're not super expensive. Was not what I would call an easy mod. It was not the most difficult either. So I'm gonna give this like a medium rating, right? It requires some work. It requires you to take apart the car. It's not super challenging. It's pretty easy work. All you need is some basic tools. Mostly it's just your hands and maybe the odd 10 millimeter socket and you know, a screwdriver, and that's about it, right? So, and then it's done. So, yep, that is the installation and the update on the Lamin-X tail light covers. I hope you liked this mod for the car. I really enjoyed it, and I have been enjoying it, and we'll see if we can get it fixed, but that's really not the point of today's video. Today's video is really just to give you the update on these and let you know that I think they look great, and I do really enjoy them. And even if I get them replaced, I think this was a great investment. It's cheap and easy. I don't want to say cheap. It was inexpensive, right? I don't consider these cheap, but they are inexpensive in the overall price, you know, in the overall scheme of things and additions to the car. So they were an inexpensive add-on for me. Something that really helps to bring the look of the car together. So I am working on some other things, some big changes that might be coming to this. I can't tell you what they are, of course. You'll just have to keep watching the channel to see what happens. But yeah, more things are going to keep happening to this car. Even though I haven't been doing a lot of videos, I have been doing some content. It's just been hard for me to actually put together videos and get it out the door. Been a lot of excuses why, doing other things. Computer's not really great. Got a computer that I can use now. Camera, you know, bit the dust, but I got another camera. So look, I'm committed to getting more videos out the door now and trying to do at least one a week, right? If not two. Two's really ambitious. Don't hold me on that, right, at all. But that's it for the update on the car for now. I hope you enjoyed the Taillight Lamin-X installation. And if you do, and you want some of these, go to their website, get them. I actually do recommend them, even though they're kind of having some issues. Mine are having some issues in the corner. You might have better luck, right? I don't know. Like I said, it could have been something I did. I'm not sure. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, remember, cars are made to be driven. So go out and enjoy those rides. Like and subscribe. Thanks. Have a great day.